point here is that Konami have decided to make a change. Alright, let's start with the positives. Why is this a good thing? So, the logic and theory behind why this is a good thing is that a lot of the old rulers, a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about with regards to different interactions, different cards that had effects back in the day. So much so this was very much like not really documented in the sense that it was standardized. So much of this is basically like word of mouth, judges at the time, and then it goes, and then the rulings change from event to event. A lot of old school rulings in Yu-Gi-Oh! Were genuinely just live. And so nowadays everything is a lot more stricter, a lot more stringent, a lot more standardized. Database for rulings, haha. For the most part, because of the social media and technology and the intertwined connectedness of the world, things are a little bit more strict in that sense. So the good thing about this is that rather than arguing at events, telling people like, this card works like this card doesn't work like this, actually this card does target, actually this card... Because so many ruling disputes would happen at events, and judges would regularly get them wrong at Time Wizard events. There's so many stories of judges
Come back
being
here whenever you're tired.
After the fact, at YCSs and stuff during Time Wizard tournaments. Not really their fault though, because they aren't trained in Edison. There isn't really an Edison rulebook. There isn't an Edison test. And so the issue is kind of really altogether solved, standardizing all the card text together. That's the main argument in theory, is that a lot of old school Edison players are very gatekeepy, kind of just, you know, sometimes make up rulings on the fly. You don't really have a way to verify except by asking a judge, but the judges are also just not as well versed in old Yu-Gi-Oh! So by making everything fully standardized, it makes things fairer, I guess, is one way you could argue this. Another argument for why this is a positive is that apparently it's like a marketing way in which Konami can get people into Yu-Gi-Oh! If you play the Mass Duel trials, they all utilize current card text and format and rule sets. If you play the duel trials for Go, for Edison, for etc that have all happened in Mass Duel, it's a nice transition to real life play, because the way the cards work in Mass Duel are going to be the same as how they work here. For those of you who played Time Wizard at real events, you'll probably have noticed that there is a lot of new Edison players. I know it's crazy. As someone who is 400 years old, that is baffling to me to think that there are people playing Edison today that weren't even fucking born the time Edison was released. But there is genuinely a lot of just new Edison players. And so for them, it's very jarring and weird as a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Player to have to learn all of the complexities that is associated with modern Yu-Gi-Oh! But then it also is just different when you play Edison. So these are the positives. The next... Where do we get? Why are we changing Edison? Why are we changing this? So...
I know Wait Tails rest my fastest team member.
Sort of kind of stipulates that it's go back in time and play a format and a legacy game at the time and how it was played at the time, with the same rules, the same card pool, and the same format. It's very arbitrary, and it becomes a slippery slope when you make changes. The whole purpose of a Time Wizard product is a snapshot of the game as it was at the time, and then play it that way. If you bring in, like, all of these new rules, you standardize it to the modern rule set, it's just kind of like, well, you've just made a new game, basically. Like,
it's actually really clutch.
All it is, realistically, is different, because the card pool is very different. The card pool is very, different to Edison, because Waiko's buff is huge, Yoyo's essentially banned, Future Fusion is, like, significantly worse.
What do you mean? Just play Materia with it. Trust.
Bring in these rules to try and change the game, you're defeating the purpose of what Time Wizard is. I think it's a very simple, basic idea and concept. I don't think there's anything, like, debatable about this. If you want to play historical Yu-Gi-Oh!, it should be played the way it was historically. I think it's very weird that we're going to make some changes, because at that point it's no longer a legacy format. It's just an alternative format that you created, right? And I think that's, like, the biggest main takeaway from all of this. It's really, like, the only main argument that most people can really bring towards why this is a bad change. it's no longer about it being a snapshot time wizard format. It's now a just alternative format, just a different game, which is fine. You know, alternative formats, there's millions of ways to play Yu-Gi-Oh! We do it all the time with content creators and stuff, but it's not Edison. Why did we make the change? Well, I guess we know why, because of all of the logistical restraints involved with judging and stuff, but it doesn't really make any sense from a gameplay perspective, and everyone plays Edison for the gameplay aspect of it. I think it's very strange that this is essentially the angle they've decided to go with. I don't really like it, but also at the same time, I'm not very passionate about this, because I'm not an Edison player, so it doesn't affect me that much, but I have basically seen no one talking about this from a positive angle. I have not seen any positive comments from this, other than people who don't play Edison and just want to see Yu-Gi-Oh! Burn. So, let's take a look at some of the feedback, I guess. I posted about this yesterday on my YouTube post section. Apparently that's a thing, by the way. I could just read through some of these, I suppose. To finally add it to Master without extra coding. Hashtag code. First of all, it's not coding, it's scripting. Which I think technically scripting is coding, but scripts are significantly easier to write than codes. From a software perspective. I have a couple of theories.
Either those guys are
easier or... well, actually, okay, fine, it is coding, but am I
normal difficulty is
easier than coding?
Just ridiculously easy.
Am I? Scripts are... No, you are not correct. They're the same thing, essentially. Scripting is coding. It's a subsection of code. Right, fine, scrub what I said. The point here is, like, scripting a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card is not difficult. In the sense that it doesn't take, like, QA assurance and testing and all that kind of stuff. There's a reason why...
as far as I'm aware, there is no distinction between the two. I would know. I'm going to I'm attending college.
Essentially instantaneously, right? Literally within hours of a new card being released, they're scripted and implemented into the game. So it can be that.
The term scripting is actually not at all used in any of my lectures. Coding or programming, but scripting never. I believe that's... which means since scripting is still definitely a thing, then that probably just means it's not entirely the same. It's probably like scratch coding is scripting. I don't know.
Okay, like I'm not.
Good God, Parfa.
I'm just saying this specific aspect.
Wait to make me fucking have an existential crisis about a word I thought I knew.
I was saying scripting is easier than coding, like say making cookies. Oh, my bad. Scratch that. Okay? I rescind that. Can we just? And then we're talking about Edison. Well, theories. Firstly, to make running tournaments easier, as Konami doesn't want to use third-party databases to check cards and only wants it to be neural. With a possible.
Wait, why is this a mining spot?
So
oh my god, that's a chopping spot over there. So these are where I get my Kalenans.
Secondly, this may be incorrect money. Frequently, Konami does not try to
Kalenans.
But in many cases, nobody buys them or far less value. Simply because they're post-errata versions of cards. Hit the Go-Yo card from PCR, for example. One of the reasons that as some copium, they want Master Duels to host more time travel, and Master Duels is useful for practice with defense. Everyone uses uses their sim of choice since they have the correct rules. This is also another argument as well. Edison format doesn't make Konami any money. And at the end of the day, Konami's a business. And they want to make money. And Edison is not making Konami money. So all of these cards are pennies. You can build an Edison deck together for like 30 bucks or something. On the secondary market, Konami doesn't make any money from this. Now, they could make money from this if they made Time Wizard-centric sets and stuff like that. Why don't they? I don't know. And with regards to like the rulings and the card choices and stuff, I really...
Why did you hit everyone except Umag, you sons of bitches? It's alright, we live.
Or Time Wizards, just very simply highlighting the differences in each Time Wizard respective format that they have. It's a one-page handout. Like it can't be that difficult, right? an FAQ with different card rulings and interactions that happen regularly. Like, the community and the fans have already done the hard work. That's the hilarious thing. Like, the people in the community have already done the heavy lifting. The Konami doesn't have to do much. They just have to copy-paste on, like, Pojo and stuff like that. There's, like, so many different resources all across the internet. One page of paper does cost money, there's no problem. Then the last two rarity collections of a lot of time was relevant. Yeah, it didn't. But I think ultimately, like, it's hard to say, since there isn't really a way to divide it, but major product is generally, like, modern related, right? People buying rarity collector are buying everything insane things, right? It's hard to tell, okay, so what percentage of people bought rarity collection boxes because they wanted Edison cards, and what percentage of people bought rarity collection because they didn't need them? Surmise that. And so I think they're just kind of throwing in these Edison cards there. It's like, just here you go type of things, rather than like real genuine market pushes at a specific audience and demographic, right? The nostalgia pull stuff was crazy popular from a vending standpoint. Well, there you go. There's a vendor in the chat who's telling us that it was very popular. So how do you do a percentage on that? You could look at it from an individual.
Oh my god, it's so much better, and at the cost of only being 2 instead of 1. Like, that's barely a difference.
They're just not making money on it because most of the cards can be bought in the secondary market. The problem, and Simo posted about this, is that people here don't understand this ruins the balance of these formats having these rulings in place. Serpent's probably fine, but Goyo is super important. It makes other legal cards stronger if decks can't make it. To play your own event, people, Konami should be ashamed. Again, like, you could almost look at this from a positive perspective. Edison has been around for, like, many years in the public mainstream, I want to say. It's been probably, I want to say, like, 2 or 3 years where Edison has been really popular, really standardized, and supported by Konami. And so there's been so much theory, so much gameplay involved in this. Imagine you played, like, a new format in Yu-Gi-Oh! But we had to play, like, Snake Eye Master current format for, like, 3 years. It's good in the sense that they're making a shake-up to the format, but the problem is, like, conversely, you could argue against this quite easily and say, well, but that's not how Time Wizard works. The concept of Time Wizard isn't that it evolves, isn't that it changes. It's that it's a snapshot of a particular period in Yu-Gi-Oh's time that you can go back and play. It's timeless. It's no longer Time Wizard. You're just making random all formats. At that point, it's so arbitrary. You might as well just make other formats. So the Ratsam cards are probably cause some problems. Ring. Oh my god, Ring of Destruction is unplayable. Fuck, I forgot about Go. Because people have been really focused on Edison, but Ring was like insane in Go format. Like, Ring per game is like a very typical play. This card is awful now. I mean, it's not unplayable. Like, Ring is still a good card, but like, it's definitely lost a lot of its power. Rescue Cat, just any like ignition on summon monster.
Okay, getting the
severely nerfed now.
Status infliction things are actually pretty worth it.
Raigeki Break, Wind Blast, these are all different.
The odds are practically a die roll, which is just like Raymush thingy already anyway, so I can live with that. Just as long as I can use it purely for the sake of getting rare drops.
Formats are played. Like, again, like, positive is like, good, Edison needs a shake-up. Why not? Let's mix things up. Let's see what people cook up for the new format. But also, conversely, why are we making changes to a Time Wizard format? That's not the point. So, I feel like it's very easy to overrule that by just saying, like, if you want to play different formats, so about just make your other format. Like, why are we forcing players to play a new format? Like, I don't know. Multiple European Konami majors used obscenely wrong rulings for basic things like Thousand Irish Trick, primarily when Go Community Italia wasn't there to help for free, causing completely undeserving wins and losses, and it's insane they're doubling down in this direction, but at least you can study this new fake format and build properly rather than randomly getting screwed. So, that is also a kind of positive, right? There's ways in which equip cards, Snatch Steal versus a booked monster. You know, I'm sure you guys have maybe seen that funny short of me where I snatch steal my opponent's monster, Tsukiyomi it, and then it just goes back to my opponent after snatch steal. Those interactions work differently in the past. That's why I did that huge funny misplay. but judges don't know the differences sometimes because why would they, right? Judges generally primarily focus on the current modern formats, right? They're not going to go back and learn a lot of these things, but at the same time, I guess you could argue maybe they should, since these formats are getting more popular. And it's not really that difficult from a perspective to train judges or give them some sort of FAQ or document explaining some of the major differences between current and past Yu-Gi-Oh! I really don't think they just don't want to do the work for it, essentially. Probably more than likely that this because they don't want to reprint errata cards as well as make changes to neurons, super judgment with regards to rulings. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much the brunt of it. Rather than going around in circles talking about this all day, let's just drop it there, I suppose. Here is a poll. Alright, well, that concludes the Edizoni drama. Just want to again apologize. Sorry, I did not mean to offend any coders and software developers. I don't have much IT knowledge. I'm not attacking your profession. Let's go on. Alright, bye bye.
Fuck it, let's murder this guy too. They're actually not that hard. Oh shit, I forgot to heal. No! This is what we like to call in the business taunt to get bodied combo. Jesus Christ. You're all assholes.
Huh, it's you. I thank you. All right, take them and off you go. Is there anything else? If you say so. Guess I'm on the job.
Hey there. How goes the job? Hey, thanks. Which one are you interested in? I'm counting on you. Hello? What you got for me? Thanks, I got some new goods. Go on, take a look. Is that all you came for? Thanks for the business. Hello? Which one you want? Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Is that all you came for? Thanks for the business.
Welcome to the Rooster Inn. Very well. A quick rest, right? Of course. Well, be careful out there.
Huh, it's you. You've made a wise choice.
Please leave it. Here you are.
Is there anything? Well, off you go.
Frame. Boss Train 1 costs 200 fast coins and deals 1 damage every frame, so about 60 per second. Boss Train 2 costs 1,500 fast coins and deals 2 damage every frame. Boss Train X costs 5,000 fast coin, the most expensive bite in the game, and deals 3 damage every single frame. These are some powerful boys. The last of the main bites is found in the Pinwheel Circus, the UFOs, which act like the bees but shoot lasers instead of stingers. The mini-foe costs 200 fast coins, having a 1 in 3 chance to shoot every 3 seconds, dealing between 100 to 149 damage per hit. The UFO costs 500 fast coins, with a 1 in 3 chance every 0.6 seconds and dealing the same amount of damage as the mini-foe. The X-foe costs 1,500 fast coins, with a 1 in 3 chance to shoot every 0.4 seconds and dealing the same damage as before. Again, you are paying for speed. Now that's all for the main bites. Next we have the 2 secret bites, which do not take up one of your 4 slots and once active, appear in every fight. The first one of these is the Pearl, which can be acquired by successfully catching the Pearl in Dee Dee's fishing minigame 5 times. This Pearl is a healer, healing the entire party between 15 to 23 HP every 5 seconds, acting like the med pods. Last we have the Fan, which is unlocked after collecting all 48 characters in the game, having a 1 in 10 chance to shoot 20 lasers every 2 seconds, dealing 50 to 79 damage per laser, so a minimum damage is 1000 and maximum is 1580. An additional 1 in 10 chance to deal an additional 1000 damage per laser, meaning if you succeed with every single laser, you can deal a whopping 21,580 damage, making it a very strong fight and probably the best in the entire game, which is a good reward for unlocking every character. And that is every single fight in the game. Now, on top of fights, you can also have another set of items unlocked for the battle, and they are the chips. The chips are items found in set chests around the map, and grant unique properties in the form of a buff or attack. In total, there are 3 types of chips: green chips, gold chips, and red chips. 7 of each type of chip, with 21 total chips to collect. Like the bites, you can equip 4 at a time, so let's start with the green chips. Headstart Defense is first, and it is located behind the auto chipper boss in Fazbear Hills. This chip gives a defense boost to your party for 30 seconds. However, if your enemy uses a gloom ability on you, it will remove the effect early, which is actually the case for most chips. It will block enemy attacks by 50%. Headstart Strength is located behind the auto chipper boss in Fazbear Hills, and gives a strength boost to your party for 30 seconds. Headstart Speed is located in Choppy's Woods near Lolbit and the Walk 4 point. It gives a 30 millisecond speed boost for 30 seconds. Nevercommon Weak is located behind the auto chipper boss in Choppy's Woods and throws stars down on the enemy, dealing a small amount of damage between 25 to 35 damage per star. Star Party is located in the Dusting Fields, and you can just walk to it straight from there. When active, enemies cannot attack the party for about 6 to 8 seconds at the start of the fight. Although this is important to note, the chip does not work on bosses. Another jump scare is located in the Black Tomb Yard, next to the third true entry gravestone. When active, your party will not be affected by the jump scare attack from enemies. Run Luck is located next to the Warp 4 point through a false wall. This ship allows you to have a higher chance to successfully run from enemies, although remember, you cannot run from bosses. Now onto the gold ships. 3 endless ships, endless defense, endless strength, and endless speed, work the same as they do in the head start versions, the only difference being that the effect lasts for the entire battle. Endless defense is located in Serious Mine, topmost center entrance on the map. The ship is behind an eyesore boss. Endless Strength is in the same Mysterious Mine entrance as Endless Defense, except it is not guarded by an enemy, which is actually a bug. Endless Speed is located next to the World 2 work point in the Mysterious Mine, and is immediately down and left once entered. It is guarded by an eyesore boss. Next we have Amber Common Strong, which is located in the Dusting Fields Mysterious Mine, and is a bit hard to get to. Once you enter the mine, go up past the rock in the second passage straight ahead from the entrance. Once there, turn left and take the bottom of the floor. Go to the passageway that goes down with the planks on it. Go straight until you can't move anymore, and follow the path until you reach the ship. It is guarded by an eyesore. This move does the same damage as the weak version, except it's more frequent with its attacks. Auto gift boxes is located in the Dusting Fields Mysterious Mine entrance. Go up to where the red chest is hovering on the planks and turn left to find the chip, and it's guarded by an eyesore. The ship starts your parties off with gift boxes for all your party members. Auto regen is located directly after the fight with Cowboy, giving your party the same amount as the move regen song, just for the entire fight. My characters is located in the Deep Metal Mine next to Lolbit, guarded by a Man Endo boss. This ship actually increases the odds of finding a new character after a battle, making the character grinding actually kind of manageable. Now we get on to the red ships, which are easily the strongest ships in the entire game, and most of them are hard to get to because they are just so well hidden. So let's go through them all. First status applies all debuff effects on all enemies when the battle begins, including a strength, defense, and speed debuff. To find this ship, you need to go to the Pinwheel Circus and then walk into the green tent to walk into the Deep Metal Mine. Following the path inside will lead you to the ship, which is guarded by a Mad Endo. Little Fury is located in the Black Tomb Yard. Accessing this ship is a bit of a journey. You actually have to enter through a false wall, which is located at the bottom of Lilligere Lake. This mushroom area. Look for the green mushroom to get a better idea of where it is. Afterwards, you can just follow the path until you reach a gravestone, walk through it, and you will walk into a short path located in the Deep Metal Mine. Follow the path to reach the chip. It's guarded by a Mad Endo. The chip acts like an infinite version of the Freddles attack, with Freddles constantly attacking during battle. Water Shield is a very powerful chip, being a permanent neon wall which always blocks 50% of all damage, and blocks moves like Alarm. This ship is the first located in the True World. Located near the jump point in Choppy's Woods, for the birds sitting on the stump. Reach the stump from the south and hold up until you glitch through and enter the True World. Then you will be able to walk towards Lilligere Lake, located right off the stump, and located in the red chest in the middle of the lake. Auto Mimic gives the player a permanent Mimic wall for the entire battle. Located in the Black Tomb Yard, find the tombstone in the left of the row of tombstones that allow you to enter the True World. Once entered, head left towards the Pinwheel Circus and continue until you reach the Mysterious Mine area. Red chest is sitting on top of wooden planks. The last ship located in the True World is Block Unscrew, which completely blocks the ability Unscrew and Escape key, affecting your party. Find the Dancing Shadow in the Dusting Fields and clip through the northernmost rock near it. Head towards Phasma Hill so you find the chip. Hellfire is a chip that automatically attacks enemies with a fire ability whenever they attack. The chip is located directly after defeating Bubba. Enter the tent behind him, then take the tent directly down. Next, there should be a false wall on the left before the next tent. Go through that and follow the path to another tent which exits at the chest. Finally, we have Pizza Fury, which acts like the Fatal Fury attack, but with the Pizza Wheel attack. Find this ship, head to Choppy's Woods. In the lower right hand corner of Choppy's Woods, below the 10th Pinwheel Circus, there is a path of false trees. Follow the path downwards, and after a battle with a Mad Endo, there is a chest at the end of the path. And that is every single chip in FNAF World Explained, and pretty much every single part of the actual world explained. Now, we can start to talk about the various enemies, bosses, and characters in the world, as well as the various attacks that you can use as well. Now,
Before we discuss the enemies and characters of FNAF World, I want to start by going through every single attack in the game and explain how they work and what they do. It's not always clear, since there's barely any description of what they do. So let's begin with the basics. There are a few code words I'm going to explain before we move forward, as it will make it way easier for me to explain things going forward, as well as save time on this long-ass video. So to start this, random bracket is referring to the random number pool. For example, random 0 to 12 means that it will generate a number between 0 and 12. CAP stands for current attack power, which is made up of the current level, which refers to the character's in-game level, times the multiplier. The multiplier is set to 1 by default and will be set to 2 if you have a strength boost or if the enemy has low defense, and it will be set to 4 if both of these are true. Last thing is area. Every single realm and location has an area number, meaning the higher that this number is, the more effective the boost. The area numbers were explained at the very start of the video. And that's everything. Let's get into the attacks. Mic Toss is a basic attack where a microphone is thrown at the enemy and does a low amount of damage. The amount of damage dealt is calculated through the equation of cap plus 10 plus random 0 to 4, meaning if the character is a level 1 character, the attack will do between 11 and 15 damage. Bite is a basic attack where you, well, bite. Like the Mic Toss, it uses the formula of cap plus 20 plus 0 random to 4, the level 1 character dealing between 21 to 25 damage. Hook is another basic attack where a hook does a small amount of damage. The formula is cap plus 15 plus random 0 to 4, dealing between 16 to 20 damage. High Beam is an attack where a red beam does damage to an enemy. The formula is a bit different, with it being cap times 2 plus 50 plus random 0 to 29. Level 1 character doing between 52 and 81 damage. However, there is also a 1 in 10 chance for this attack to do an additional 1000 damage. Bite 2 is pretty much the exact same as Bite 1, except the formula is cap plus 200 plus random 0 to 49. Between 200 and 249 damage for a level 1 character. Pizza World is an attack that throws 3 to 6 pizza at the enemy.
Is that all you
It's doing
came for?
cap plus 1 plus random 0 to 1 damage.
Finally,
Is an attack that throws a bunch of music notes at the
Here
enemy.
you go.
The attack formula
new
is
armor
plus
for
10 plus
Uma.
random 0 to 19 plus random 0 to 5. So for a level 1 character, this attack will do 10 to 34 damage. Jump Scare is a debuff move
What
which
you
stuns
got for
enemies
me?
for a varied amount of time, stunning normal enemies for 2 to 8 seconds and stunning bosses for 1 to 3 seconds. Jump Scare also cancels out enemy special attacks, which I will talk about later. Balloons is an attack which spawns 3 balloons and throws them at the enemy. The attack formula is cap plus random 0 to 2 plus 5 times random 0 to 3 plus 1, which is super complicated for a basic attack, really only dealing between 6 to 32 damage for a level 1 character, which is a wide range, but not worth it personally. Spring Locks is a massive jumping damage, being an attack that spawns a swing body head on the opponent and does crazy damage. The formula is cap plus 201 plus random 0 to 999, dealing between 202 to 1201 for a level 1 character. Alchemy is our first healing move of the game, definitely one of the weaker heals. Only the starting Cheek is having this move, 2 of the arguably worst characters in the entire game. The formula for this move is current level times 2 plus 30 plus random 0 to 9 plus random 0 to 4. God damn, that's a bit. So basically for a level 1 character, this translates to healing between 32 to 45 health. Happy Gem is another healing ability, and it actually works very similar to Cupcake. Formula being current level times 2 plus 30 plus random 0 to 19 plus random 0 to 4. So best case scenario,
Diagnosis would also be really great. But I'm gonna start with these.
Since it damages the enemy and heals your party at the same time.
I start with Toxic Injection for the 3 people.
So a level 1 character is dealing between 1 to 5 damage, which is pretty bad. So level Freddy up, I guess. Happy Jam 2 is similar to Happy Jam 1, but it's just way better. Seriously, all the second variations are way more powerful than the base move. Anyways, the formula for this move is current level plus 75 times 2 plus 20 plus random 0 to 19 plus random 0 to 4. So a level 1 character will be healing their party between 170 to 193, which is way better than
Thanks for
before.
business.
Our last trade healing ability is Regen Song, which is a bit of a extended heal. Healing
How
the
goes the
area
job?
of effect every 5
Hey,
seconds for a
thanks.
total of 11 times. Magnate heal is determined by 1 plus random 0 to 4, so not very good healing. It's okay for early game if you want to make sure that you're healing while also attacking. Now we can get into our 3 toxic
Okay,
attacks,
hear
which
me out.
all use the poison effect, which works like this. Every 0.5 seconds, there is a 1 in 8 chance that the poison effect will damage the enemy, determined by this equation. Area times 2 plus 10 plus random 0 to 19. Toxic Balloon is the most simple of these moves, just inflicting poison damage 5 to 10 times before stopping. Also, if you use this move multiple times, the poison timer carries over and stacks. Toxic Bite is a bite attack that also inflicts poison damage. Formula is 25 plus random 0 to 24, dealing between 25 to 49 damage, as well as inflicting poison 5 to 10 times. However, unlike Toxic Balloon, this move twice does not carry over, and instead resets the poison timer completely.
How goes the job? Now,
Toxic
what will
Bite
it be?
2
Which
works
one are
the
you
same as
interested
Toxic
in?
Bite, except the damage is higher. Determined by
Ah,
plus
that one.
150 plus random 0 to 49, dealing between 150 to 199 damage for a level 1 character.
Well,
Its poison effect is the same as Toxic Bite 1, except instead of 5 to 10 times, it's 5 to 8 times. That pizza is a move where a giant rod of pizza falls from the sky and hits your opponent. Damage is determined by cap plus 1 plus random 0 to
I'm counting on you.
699, dealing anywhere between 2 and 701 damage for a
Huh,
level 1
it's
character.
you. You've
Talk
made
about
a
large
wise
range of
choice.
attack. So now we have a bunch of
Here you
status
are.
effects, which actually work way differently
Is
than you
there
think
anything
they do.
else?
Let's first go for the debuffs.
Guess I'm on the job.
Song is up first, and it decreases enemy attack power by 50% for 30 seconds when applied. Interestingly, due to a bug, if the damage boost on your team is off, attack power is decreased by 57%. Move Gloom Balloon does
Welcome to the
exact
Rooster
same
Inn.
as
Come back
Swoop
here
Song,
whenever
has
you're
the same
tired.
bug. Sludge is interesting, as it actually increases enemy speed
it's you.
charging interval
All right,
by
I'll get ready.
30 milliseconds, which isn't actually that much time.
Is there anything
Also
else?
lasts for 30
Right,
seconds.
your items.
Rainy Day increases your cap by 50% for 30 seconds. Now, you would be surprised to learn that enemies don't actually have a
All right,
defense stat.
take them and
Any
off you
defense
go.
debuffs you use on an enemy instead increase your party's strength rather than lower your enemy's defense. Rainy Day 2 works the same as before, except lightning has a chance to strike every 0.2
All right,
seconds.
take them and off you
Crowds
go.
invisible, dealing cap
Well,
plus
off you
5
go.
plus random 0 to 4 damage when it hits.
Welcome to the
unlike
Rooster
Rainy
Inn.
Day
Very
effect,
well.
it lasts
Then
for
allow me
60
to show you to your room.
Birthday is a simple move, as all it does is boost strength,
Well,
speed,
be
and
careful out
defense
there.
for 10 seconds. Our song is another simple move, increasing your party's cap by 50%, and it lasts for 60 seconds. Armor Song is a simple move, decreasing the damage of enemy bash attacks by 50%, and it lasts for 50 seconds. Speed Song decreases the speed charging interval for your party by 30 milliseconds, and lasts for 50 seconds. Now we have Cosmic Song, an attack that shoots 7 to 11 stars every 0.25 seconds. Interestingly, if the enemy target is in the process
I wonder
of
if I can beat him
you
now.
might get damaged.
Her,
The
rather.
amount of damage
My
is
bad.
determined by cap plus 25 plus ram 0 to 9. Additional 100 damage being added when the last star is summoned. They're dealing about 25 to 24 damage per star, plus the 100 for a level 1 character. Hot Cheese is a fan favorite, and the way that it works is a bit complicated. Once you use the attack, 3 cheese puddles will spawn. Each puddle lasts for 61 seconds, with a max of 10 cheese puddles spawning in total. Puddles have a 1 in 5 chance every 0.25 seconds to select an overlapping target to damage, dealing damage based on current level plus 5 plus random 0 to 4, which is for 1 puddle. So the more puddles you have, the more damage that will be applied. Level 1 character dealing between 5 to 9 damage per hit. Munchies, despite making me laugh every time I hear the name, spawns some sort of endo bear trap which has a 50% chance to bite every 0.5 seconds. Disappear after 3 bites, dealing cap plus 5 plus random 0 to 4 damage per bite. Frittles is a very fun move, spawning a ton of frittles that bash into the enemy. 5 to 14 frittles are spawned per attack, and each frittle has a 1 in 3 chance to bite every 0.1 seconds when it's overlapping a target, dealing cap plus 20 plus random 0 to 9 damage per hit, and between 21 to 30 damage for a level 1 character. Poppers is an interesting move, as it's more of a build-up move than anything else. Every use, it spawns 3 to 8 poppers, and once the number of poppers equals 10 or higher, it will explode every 10-second interval, dealing cap plus 50 plus random 0 to 49 plus random 0 to 4. Hot Cheese 2 is a more powerful version of Hot Cheese. It spawns 7 cheese puddles per attack with a 1 in 5 chance to hit an overlapping target every 0.25 seconds. Damage based on current level plus 53 plus random 0 to 3, with between 54 to 57 damage for level 1 characters. Puddles last for 61 seconds. And now we have the prize pool attacks, which are pretty much the exact same thing, which is spawn a random attack from a certain selection of attacks. Both work the same and different to their attacks. So starting with the prize pool, here are all the moves. Copies, which has a 1% chance of appearing and does an instant damage attack of 99 to 198. Cupcake, which has a 13% chance to appear, which acts the same as it does normal, except the current level value gets randomized 0 to 49, meaning you could get a level 49 Cupcake effect if you're lucky. Water Hose shows up 13% of the time and acts as usual, I'll explain later. Luncheon shows up 15% of the time and acts the same. Jumpscare shows up 20% of the time and stuns both enemies and bosses for 2.7 seconds, making it more effective than normal jumpscare against bosses. Flipper shows up 20% of the time and each boost lasts for 10 to 19 seconds. Lastly, Hot Cheese will appear 16% of the time. 5 puddles with a damage output being 23 plus random 0 to 22. Baseball 2 has a different moveset with more powerful moves being on the table, and unlike the original, every move has a 1 in 9 chance of being chosen. These are Balloons, which spawns 5 balloons and 3, Toxic Balloon, AA2, Blue Balloon, Unscrew 2, which has a slight speed boost, Poppers, which instantly explodes to between 99 to 198 damage, Level 2 is loading 3 to 6 pizzas, dealing cap plus 6 plus random 0 to 1 for the formula, Water Hose 2, and finally, Freddles. Next, we have the 2 mystery box moves, which will give you a completely new set of characters from a certain list based off their identity number, which goes from 1 to 48. It's based off the roster in the character select menu. Again, I'll explain this later.
Nothing to it.
This is by far the most
you.
complicated
Right.
move in the entire game, since there's a lot going on behind the scenes, but I'll do my best to explain.
Just leave it there.
Every character in a party has
Just
a slot
leave it
from
there.
1 to 8. Each slot
Just
being
leave
its
it
own
there.
pool of characters to choose from. Slot 1 has characters 2 to 21, slot 2 has characters 6 to 25, slot 3 has characters 10 to 29.
Is
slot 4
there
has
anything else?
characters 14 to
Grimoire stones,
23,
right?
Slot 5 has characters 2 to 21, slot 6 has characters 6 to 25, slot 7 has characters 10 to 29, slot 8 has characters 14 to 33. A bunch of additional RNG that affects what the number is, but it's basically just a bunch of random numbers mixed together.
Wanna equip it?
Shox 2 has the same effect, except that there's a larger pool of characters. Slot 1 has the characters 10 to 29, slot 2 has the characters 14 to 33, slot 3 has the characters 18 to 37, slot 4 has the characters 22 to 41, slot 5 has the characters 10 to 29, slot 6 has the characters 14 to 33,
Synthesizing today,
slot 7
eh?
has the characters 18 to 37, and slot 8 has characters 22 to 41. 41 is actually the ID of Jacko Bonnie. However, the chance of getting this character in a Mystery Box 2 pool is 1 in 200,000. Comment below if you've ever gotten Jacko Bonnie before. Now we have the insta-kill moves, starting with Escape Key. Escape Key basically deletes enemies if it hits, and it's super simple. It has a 1 in 6 chance or 16.67% chance to kill enemies, and a 1 in 100 chance or 1% chance to kill bosses. Unscrew works in a similar way, except it shows the opponent getting, well, unscrewed. A 1 in 3 chance for it to kill enemies, and a 1 in 60 chance for it to kill bosses, or a 1.67% chance. Unscrew 2 has the same effect as Unscrew, except it's a 50% chance for it to kill enemies, and a 1 in 50 chance for it to kill bosses, or a 2% chance. Next up, we have Pizza Wheel 2, which throws 3 to 6 pizzas at the opponent, dealing cap plus 21 plus random 0 to 1 damage, which is about 21 to 22 damage for level 1. Water Hose is another simple insta-kill move, killing enemies under 33% health. Water Hose 2 kills enemies under 50% health. Like Water Hose moves don't work on bosses. One thing is a move that
Is
can
this
turn
what you were
enemies to
hoping for?
stone.
Here, take it.
It's a chance to stun the enemy every 0.25 seconds when the Freddy Ghost overlaps the enemy. The amount of time the enemy is frozen is between 5 to 29 seconds, and it also sets the enemy's speed counter from a number from 1 to 10. Enemy is one of the best attacks in the game, spawning 3 endos which shoot lasers at the enemy. Every 0.25 seconds, there's a 50% chance for one of the endos to begin firing. Once active, every 50 milliseconds, a value of 1 to 3 is added to a counter. Once this counter reaches 1000, the endos will despawn, lasting on average about 25 seconds. Lasers will do a set amount of damage regardless of level, going 50 to 79 damage per hit with a 1 in 10 chance to add 1000 bonus each hit. Neon Wall puts up a shield which blocks attacks. It reduces enemy attack damage by 50%, but it also has the same defense bug mentioned before. Shield lasts for 30 seconds and will completely block the alarm tag, though alarm orbs will decrease the duration of the wall by 3 seconds. Fifth wall spawns a little guy which mimics the moves you make, so if you use fourth wall, he uses it again. The only attacks it won't mimic is itself or mystery box. It also won't mimic the same attack twice in a row. Gift boxes is probably one of the most broken moves in the entire game. Clearly reviving players and giving alive players a gift box which will allow them to automatically revive if they die. Mega Bite is an extension of the bite attacks, with the attack formula being cap times 2 plus 300 plus random 0 to 99, dealing between 302 to 401 for level 1 character. Now we have the Halloween character exclusive moves, one of the most powerful moves in the game. So let's start with Slasher, the strongest attack in the entire game. 1 in 10 chance to do 99,999 damage, which is enough to one-shot every enemy and boss in the entire game except for Chipper's Revenge and the Rainbow. Next is Fourth Wall, which is an attack where a blue bar smashes into a party, dealing 3,000 plus random 0 to 2,999 damage. Jacko Bomb throws a bunch of Jack-o'-lanterns at the enemy, throwing one every 0.2 seconds with a total of 14, each one doing between 0 to 999 damage each. Bubble Breath is a move that allows the party to be immune to the toxic air effect for 30 to 59 seconds. This move also stacks. Balloons 2 spawns 30 balloons, which is a huge upgrade for Balloons Pathetic 3. The formula for each balloon is a bit complicated. Cap times 2 plus 55 plus random 0 to 2 times random 0 to 3 plus 1. This makes Balloons 2 the only Halloween move which is actually affected by levels. Each balloon for a level 1 character will do between 58 to 175 damage. Buzzsaw throws a Buzzsaw, and if the enemy actually hits, it will do 99 times random 0 to 9 damage. Mega Virus is an attack which infects the enemies with a virus which damages them, similar to poison. Every 0.25 seconds,
Is this what you were hoping for?
For the move to choose a target. Once a target is chosen, it deals 99 times random 0 to 9 damage,
take it.
which is applied every 0.25 seconds if the chance hits. The attack lasts for 50 seconds and the move stacks. Focus Pocus is an interesting attack as it has a 50% chance to turn a strong enemy into a much weaker enemy. The enemy type, which acts similarly to the character ID, being divided by random 0 to 4 plus 2 to the side of the enemy. And finally, Neon Wall 2, which makes you completely invincible to damage for 5 seconds, but it doesn't block instant kills. And that's every attack in the game. Well, except for a few enemy exclusive attacks, but instead of explaining them now, let's go over the different enemies in the game and discuss all the unique attacks that they can come up with. So, let's get into it. Now, for the sake of this video, I'll be discussing each enemy in alphabetical order, and to start with the base enemies before we move on to the bosses. So, let's begin. Period, upper arrow, and yes, this is the first enemy, and yes, that's his name. This enemy is one of the 3 main enemies located in the true world, with a 33% chance to encounter them. Note, every single enemy has a 33% chance to encounter them. They have 3,135 health on normal mode and 6,270 health on hard mode. This enemy uses the basic enemy attack, dealing 100 to 104 damage on normal and 200 to 204 damage on hard mode, as well as the attack Alarm.
Is this what you were hoping
Alarm is one of
for?
the strongest enemy attacks in the game,
take it.
shooting out 5 flashing balls that deal
Wanna equip it?
9,999 damage to individual party members, resulting in 5 instantly killed team members if it is not blocked. You will need a shield ability in order to block the attack. On death, they drop 23 to 38 Faz tokens and drop 125 XP on normal and 250 on hard mode. Exclamation point 2222 is the second enemy in the true world.
Well,
They
off
have
you go.
3,390 health on normal and 6,780 health on hard mode. And deal between 104 to 108 damage on normal and 208 to 212 on hard mode when dealing the basic attack. It has the ability Fourth Wall.
Here you
They
go.
drop between 23 to 38 Faz tokens and 130 XP on normal and 260 on hard mode.
Is that all you came? What you got for
Is
me?
the third and final enemy in the true world. On normal mode, they have 2,890 health and deal between 96 to 100 damage. On hard mode, they have
It's you. You've
5,780
made a
health and
wise
deal
choice.
192 to 196 damage.
Are you
The
sure?
basic attack. They also have the ability Snowball. Upon death, they drop 23 to 38 fast tokens and 120 XP on normal and 240 on hard mode.
Oh?
Boy is a common enemy found in
Straighten
the
your
Pink
posture,
Circus.
alright?
They have 2,655 health on normal and
Is there anything
5,310
else? Guess
health
I'm on the
hard mode.
job.
They deal between 92 to 96 damage
Welcome
on
to the
normal
Rooster
and
Inn.
184
Sign
to
in over here,
188
please. Come back
damage on
here
hard
whenever
mode.
you're tired.
Upon death, they drop between 20 to 35 fast tokens and 115 XP on normal and 230 on hard mode. Bear Trap are a basic enemy found in the Black Tomb Yard. They have 1,290 health on normal and 2,580 health on hard mode. They deal between 64 to 68 damage on normal mode and 128 to 132 damage on hard mode. On death, they drop between 14 to 29 fast tokens and 80 XP on normal and 160 XP on hard mode. Black Trap are a version of the Bear Trap found in the Deep Metal Mine. They have 2,010 health on normal and 4,020 health on hard mode. They deal between 80 to 84 damage on normal and 160 to 164 on hard mode. Upon death, they drop between 17 to 32 fast tokens and 100 XP on normal and 200 XP on hard mode. They also have the move Escape Key, which for enemies has a 50% chance to inflict 5,000 damage on multiple party members. Bounce Pop are a common enemy found in the Fazbear Hills, with a 33% chance to encounter them. They have 15 health and deal between 4 to 8 damage on
I
normal
completely
mode,
forgot about
and
this
have 30
door.
health and deal between 8 to 12 damage on hard mode. They drop between 0 to 15 fast tokens and drop 5 XP on normal and 10 on hard mode. Bounce Pod is probably one of the easiest enemies in the entire game, although according to the Android board, they caused the fight of 87. Foxbite are an enemy located in the Dusty Fields. They have 190 health and deal 24 to 28 damage on normal and 380 health and deal 48 to damage on hard mode. They give between 5 to 20 fast tokens and 30 to 60 XP upon death. They have a chance to use the Chillax are an enemy located in the Dusting Fields. They have 255 health on normal and 510 on hard mode. Deal between 28 to 32 damage on normal and 56 to 60 damage on hard mode. They drop between 5 to 20 fast tokens and drop 25 XP on normal and 70 XP on hard mode. Chop and Roll are an enemy encountered in Choppy's Woods and are also present in the Foxy Fighters minigame. They have 135 health on normal and 270 on hard mode. They deal between 20 to 24 damage on normal and 40 to 44 damage on hard mode. They drop between 2 to 17 fast tokens and drop 25 XP on normal and 50 XP on hard mode. In Foxy Fighters, they have 61 health and deal 1 damage. Colossal are an enemy located in Lily Gear Lake. They have 615 health on normal and 1,230 health on hard mode. Between 44 to 48 damage on normal and 88 to 92 damage on hard mode. They also have the ability Water Hug, as normal. Between 8 to 23 fast tokens and drop 55 XP on normal and 110 XP on hard mode. Crab Apple are a common enemy located in Lily Gear Lake. They have 510 health on normal and 1,020 health on hard mode. Between 40 to 44 damage on normal and 80 to 84 damage on hard mode. They have the move Hot Cheese. Drop between 8 to 23 fast tokens and drop 50 XP on normal and 100 XP on hard mode. Dogfight is a common enemy located in the Pinball Circus. They have 2,430 health on normal and 4,860 health on hard mode. They deal between 88 to 92 damage on normal and 176 to 180 damage on hard mode. They have the attack Water Hose. Drop between 20 to 35 fast tokens and they drop 110 XP on normal and 220 XP on hard mode. Clan is a common enemy located in the Dusting Fields. They have 330 health on normal and 660 health on hard mode. Between 32 to 36 damage on normal and 64 to 68 damage on hard mode. They have the attack Balloons. Drop between 5 to 20 fast tokens and drop 40 XP on normal and 80 XP on hard mode. Erats are a common enemy found in the Fazbear Hills, Choppy's Woods, and are also present in the Foxy Fighters minigame, with a 33% chance to counter them at any world. They have 55 health and deal between 12 to 16 damage on normal mode, and have 110 health and deal between 24 to 28 health on hard mode. They drop between 0 to 15 fast tokens in the Hills, 17 fast tokens in Choppy's Woods. Drop 10 XP on normal mode and 20 XP on hard mode. They also have a small chance to use Toxic Fight. In Foxy Fighters, they have 9 health and deal 1 damage. Like the Bounce Pod, they are one of the easiest enemies in the game. Gold Mine is a common enemy encountered in the Mysterious Mine. They have 990 health on normal and 1,000 on hard mode. deal between 56 to 60 damage on normal, and 112 to 116 damage on hard mode. They drop 25 fast tokens and drop 0 XP. Weed are a common enemy encountered in the Black Tent Yard. They have 1,135 health on normal and 2,270 health on hard mode. 60 to 64 damage on normal mode and 120 to 124 damage on hard mode. They also have the attack Gloom. They drop between 14 to 29 fast tokens and drop 75 XP on normal and 150 XP on hard mode. Jungle is one of the enemies encountered in the Geist Lair, which is a DLC exclusive. 33% chance of encountering them. Have 13,530 health and deal 208 to 212
Jump
damage
him.
on normal mode. Have 27,060 health and deal 416 to 420 damage on hard mode. They drop 50 to 65 fast tokens and give 260 XP on normal and 520 XP on hard mode. They have a large amount of moves that they can use, including Toxic Fight, Snowball, Jump Scare, Water Hose, Escape Key, Fourth Wall, and Alarm. Neck Grab is a common enemy encountered in the Fazbear Hills, as well as the Foxy Fighters minigame. They have 30 health on normal mode and 60 on hard mode. Between 6 to 12 damage on normal and 16 to 20 damage on hard mode. They drop between 0 to 15 Faz tokens and drop 10 XP on normal and 20 in hard mode. Foxy Fighters, they have 2 health and deal 1 damage. Rang are an enemy located in the circus. Have 2,260 health on normal and 4,430 health on hard mode. They deal between 84 to 88 damage on normal, 168 to 172 damage on hard mode. They have the attack Snowballs. Drop between 20 to 35 Faz tokens and drop 105 XP on normal and 210 XP on hard mode. Metalman is an enemy located in the Mysterious Mine. They have 855 health on normal and 1,710 on hard mode. 6 damage on normal and 104 and 108 damage on hard mode. Between 11 and 26 Faz tokens and drop 65 XP on normal and 130 XP on hard mode. Neon is one of the enemies encountered in the Geist Lair. They have 13,015 health and deal between 204 to 208 damage on normal, and have 26,030 health and deal 408 to 412 damage on hard mode. They give out 50 to 65 Faz tokens and drop 255 XP on normal and 510 XP on hard mode. They have a large amount of moves that they can use. Toxic Fight, Snowball, Jump Scare, Water Hose, Escape Key, or Alarm. Is the last of the enemies encountered in the Geist Lair. You have 14,055 health and deal 212 to 216 damage on normal, and have 28,110 health and deal 424 to 428 damage on hard mode. They give out 50 to 65 Faz tokens and drop 265 XP on normal mode, 530 XP on hard mode. They have, again, a large amount of use, which is the same as before. Prototype are a common enemy encountered in the Black Tomb Yard. They have 1,455 health on normal and 2,910 health on hard mode. They deal between 68 to 72 damage on normal and 136 to 140 damage on hard mode. They have the attack Hot Cheese. Drop between 14 to 29 Faz tokens and drop 85 XP on normal and 170 XP on hard mode. Cory is an enemy located in the Mysterious Mine. They have 730 health on normal and 1,460 health on hard mode. Drop between 48 damage on normal and 96 to 100 damage on hard mode. They drop between 11 to 26 Faz tokens and drop 60 XP on normal and 120 XP on hard mode. Red Bear is one of the best enemies in the entire game, and I really wish he was a playable character. Red Bear is a common enemy encountered in the Gunhouse with a 33% chance of encountering. They have 3,930 health and deal between 112 to 116 damage on normal mode, and have 7,860 health and deal 212 to 228 health on hard mode. They give out 26 and 41 Faz tokens and give out 103 XP on normal and 208 XP on hard mode, and have a chance to get Jump Scare. Bots are a common enemy located in the Deep Metal Mine. They have 1,815 health on normal, 3,630 health on hard mode, 76 to 80 damage on normal, and 152 to 156 damage on hard mode. They have the attack Gloom. Drop between 17 to 52 Faz tokens, of 95 XP on normal, and 190 XP on hard mode. Seaweed is an enemy located in Lily Lake. They have 415 health on normal and 830 on hard mode. 36 to 40 damage on normal and 72 to 76 damage on hard mode. They have the attack Gloom. between 8 to 23 fast tokens and drop 45 XP on normal and 90 XP on hard mode. Tangle is an enemy encountered in the Pinball Funhouse, 33% chance to encounter them. They have 3,655 health and deal between 108 to 112 damage on normal, and have 7,310 health and deal between 216 to 220 damage on hard mode. They drop 26 to 41 fast tokens and 135 XP on normal and 270 XP on hard mode. They have the move Escape Kick. Sack are an enemy located in the Deep Metal Mine. They have 1,630 health on normal and 3,260 health on hard mode. 72 to 76 damage on normal and 144 to 148 damage on hard mode. They have the attack Unscrew. They drop between 17 to 32 fast tokens and drop 90 XP on normal and 180 XP on hard mode. Hotmole are a common enemy located in Choppy's Woods. They have 90 health on normal and 180 health on hard mode. Between 16 to 20 damage on normal and 52 to 36 damage on hard mode. They drop between 2 to 17 fast tokens and drop 20 XP on normal and 40 XP on hard mode. White Rabbit is the last of the base enemies we'll be discussing. Located in the Pinball Funhouse, they have 4,215 health and deal between 116 to 120 damage on normal, and have 8,230 health and deal between 232 and 236 damage on hard mode. They drop 26 to 41 fast tokens and give out 145 XP on normal and 290 XP on hard mode. They have a chance to use Jump Scare. And that is all the base enemies in FNAF World. But if you're not the enemies list, let's go over all the bosses in the game, which there are a lot of. Chipper is the first boss possible to encounter, and there are two versions found in Phasma Hills and the Choppers Woods. He has a basic attack which deals 40 to 59 damage on normal mode and 80 to 118 on hard mode. He also has Jump Scare. He has 300 health on normal mode and 600 on hard mode. He has a speed of 100, which is the base speed. He gives 0 fast tokens. He gives 200 to 400 XP in Phasma Hills and 300 to 600 in Choppers Woods, depending on the difficulty. Counter is the first mandatory boss in FNAF World, guiding the entrance to the Mysterious Mine and subtunnel into Lilligate Lake. He has 1,000 health on normal and 2,000 health on hard mode. He deals 60 to 79 damage on normal mode and 120 to 108 damage on hard mode. He also uses the ability Jump Scare. He has a speed of 100. Upon death, he drops 0 fast tokens and drops 450 XP on normal and 900 XP on hard mode. Starboy is a mandatory boss guiding the entrance to the Pinball Funhouse. He has 5,000 health and deals between 250 and 149 damage on normal. He has 10,000 health, 500 to 698 health on hard mode. He has the attack balloons and a speed of 100. On death, he drops no money but drops 750 and 1,500 XP respectively on normal and hard mode. Arthur is found in the Pinball Funhouse and is the main boss in the Funhouse and one of the necessary bosses to win the game. He has 2 attacks, the basic attack and Jump Scare. He has 15,000 health on easy and 30,000 health on hard mode. His speed is 100 and gives out 0 money and 15,000 XP on normal and 3,000 on hard mode. Chica's Magic Rainbow is the final boss of FNAF World, having the most health and dealing the most damage out of any enemy in the entire game. It is also the only enemy that needs to be defeated within a certain amount of time. Found in the Gust Lair, they have the highest amount of health with a whopping 500,000 health. It has 2 main ways of attacking. First being the Big Rainbows, which deal 999 damage, Rainbow Cannon, which deals 99,999 damage after 3 minutes of the fight hitting. They drop nothing upon death. Parent is one of the 4 final bosses of the game. He is found in the Mysterious Mine after getting the Deep Core Count. Chipper has a very large number of abilities he can use, as well as command attack. Toxic Bite, Water Hose, Snowball, Jump Scare, Escape Key, and even Fourth Wall, which is used most in hard mode. Basic attack deals 3,000 to 3,099 damage on normal mode and 6,000 to 6,198 on hard mode. It also has the second most health out of any enemy in the game, with whopping 200,000 health. Speed is 75. Gives 1 fast token and 1 XP upon death. Whitesaw is a boss encountered frequently in the Mysterious Mine, guarding gold chests. They have 1,000 health on normal and 2,000 health on hard mode. Deal between 40 to 59 damage on normal and 80 to 118 damage on hard mode, as well as the attack Unscrewed. They have a speed of 100 and drop 0 fast tokens, 750 XP on normal and 1,500 XP on hard mode. Gold Endo is a secret boss located in the Pinball Funhouse. It has 20,000 health and deals 250 to 349 damage on normal mode It has 40,000 health and deals 500 to 698 damage on hard mode.
What you got for
Speed
me?
of 100, Alex speed that gives 500 fast tokens
Thanks.
on normal
I got
and
some new
1,000 on
goods.
hard.
Go on,
He has a
take a
chance
look.
to
Is
use
that all you came
Cheese.
for?
Ada Endo is one of the 3 Endo bosses in the game, found in the Deep Metal Mine and Chunker's Woods, being one of the guards for various chests. They have 4,000 health and deal between 200 to 209 damage on normal mode, and 8,000 health and deal 400 to 418 damage on hard mode. They drop no fast tokens but have various amount of XP. Deep Metal Mine, they drop 1,050 XP on normal and 210 on hard.
Thanks for the
While on
business.
Chunker's Woods, they drop 300 and 600 respectively. Overclock
Hey
is
there.
one of the guardians guarding a button to security.
How goes the job?
Located in the Deep Metal
Hey,
Mine. On
thanks.
normal, he has 15,000 health and deals 200 to 299 damage, while on hard mode, it's 30,000 health and between 400 and 598 health. He has a speed of 10, making him the fastest character in the game, and he also has the attack Unscrew, which will always hit. On death, he drops no fast tokens, but drops 1,050 XP on normal and 2,100 on hard mode. Patch is one of
Sorry,
the mandatory
kiddos,
bosses,
but I'm
targeting the
fresh
key
out
and
of
an
an
important
ass
item for getting most
Yeah,
heavy.
what'll it be?
Well, he's found in the Lilligear Lake.
I'm counting
The
on you.
section accessed in the Pinball Funhouse. He has 2 attacks.
Welcome to the roost.
Basic,
Very well.
which does 450
Then allow me to show you to your room.
normal, and 900 to 1,098 on hard mode. Next
Well,
up's
be
Pride.
careful out there.
There's 10,000 health on normal and 20,000 health on hard mode. There's a speed of 100 and gives 0 fast tokens and 600 XP
Nothing
on
to it.
normal and
Oh,
1,200
perfect
on hard
timing.
mode upon death. And look guys, here's a fake placeholder boss for the Sheikah's Magic Rainbow.
This
Like I was
is
saying,
something special.
One Thornton is the main final boss in the hard mode variant of FNAF World, found after security.
Right, your items.
Scott has 3 attacks. Basic attack, which deals
Just leave it
1,000
there.
to 1,499
Is there anything
on
else?
normal,
Grimoire
2,000
stones,
to
right?
2,998 on hard mode. It also uses Alarm and 4 frequently. It has the 3rd most health in the game, which is 100,000 health, the same as security. His speed is 100
Right,
and he
your
gives 1
items.
fast token and 1 XP upon death. Figurine is a secret boss encountered in Lilligear Lake. They have 2,000 health on normal and 4,000 health on hard mode. Deal 90 to 109 damage on normal and 180 to
All
218
right, take them
damage
and
on
off you
hard
go.
mode. They have to move water hose and a speed of 100.
Guess I'm on the
On death,
job.
they drop no money, but drop 600 XP on normal
Hello?
and
Which one you
1,200 XP on hard mode. Security is the main final boss in normal mode.
Here you
Second to
go.
last boss in hard
Is
mode.
that all you? Thanks for the
Located in the
business.
Pinball Circus. He has 2 attacks.
Huh,
Basic attack
that's
which
you.
deals 999 to 1,997 damage on normal, and 1,998 to 3,994 on hard mode,
Oh,
as well as
cool.
Alarm. He has 50,000 health on normal and 100,000 health on hard mode. He has a speed of 250, making him the slowest character in the game. They give 250 fast tokens and 5,000 XP on normal mode, and 500 fast tokens and 10,000 XP on hard mode. Snowcone is one of the guardians blocking the buttons to security. Located in the Dusting Field, he has 15,000 health on normal and 30,000 health on hard mode. He deals 200 to 499 damage on normal and
All right,
400
listen
to
up.
998 damage on hard mode. There's a few extra abilities including Toxic Fight, Snowball, Jump Scare, Water Hose, and Escape Key.
In that
The
case,
speed is 100. Upon death, they drop 0 fast tokens, 450 XP on normal, and 900 XP on hard mode.
You're okay with that,
Superheroes
right?
Guardians blocking the buttons of security, located in the Lilligear Lake. They have 10,000 health on normal
That's
and
what
20,000
I
health
thought.
on hard mode. They deal between 400 to 669 damage on normal and 800 to 1,398 damage on hard mode. They also have
is there
Unscrew,
anything else?
Hot Cheese, and Escape Key. They have a speed of 25, and upon death, they drop 0 fast tokens, 600 XP on normal, and
In that
1,200
case.
XP on hard mode. And that is every single enemy and boss in FNAF World broken down.
Is there anything
Now,
else?
let's move on for who we are
You've
facing,
made a wise
who we are
choice.
playing as the characters.
Yes, at once.
So now we get on to the most important aspect of the entire video. Well, not
What?
actually, but
I
it's
don't
up
meet
there.
your standards.
My
Characters.
apologies
I will
for the
go
wait.
through every single character
Oh,
and
yes.
explain what their moves are, any quirks, where you can find them, chance to find them, and
Who
each
shall I
areas
call
for the
for?
game
Do you
for
need
those
me?
that actually apply. And
Well,
anything
off
else
you go.
They need to know, like an overall ranking and which characters.
Welcome to the Rooster Inn.
Let's start with
Sign
the
in
main
over here.
starting
Come back
characters,
here whenever
starting
you're
with
tired.
Freddy. Wait, who's this? Oh, come on!
Okay, so Freddy's the first FNAF character up. It's basically like the main character. Main hub would really like walks around. But if I didn't choose number 1 on your team, Freddy will always be shown walking. Actually, funnily enough, this is like the one of the last FNAF games that Freddy is like the quote-unquote main character on attraction. Obviously, there's still like some games that break through, but shh. Apples. Its attacks consist of 9 constants.
Most characters are starting party and arguably the strongest of the starting characters. Most consistent, reliable of the characters, Bonnie is also present in the Halloween minigame from yyyy. Bonnie's latest ring quote is Gammon. Chicken is the third phenomenal character and Cupcake, Party Favor, and Regen Song. Chicken is arguably the worst character in the entire game. Healing is always nice. Healing is not a unique trait with her, not to mention she doesn't have the best healing abilities. Cupcake maybe being the situation as is sad. Chica's latest ring quote is less deep. Well, of course, the Armor character. His attacks are rock, hot cheese, and jump scare. It's been a pretty decent very early game. Hot cheese will not be the most good if you want to do it at the time. However, it's still early game, because he is expressing the possibilities and character. She possibilities where he is but when is powerful character. Those are Mike Toss, Honey Babes, Speed Song. What's a considerable supporting character in the society? Speed Song being arguably one of the better pieces of the Speed Song, not in its cast aside, although I have heard he has an tolerant, I wanted to start with that. His 20 voted strength word is still pretty funny. My body is the 6.5 block character. Attacks and mash jam, punches, and flies forward. My body is a pure flies forward randomizing. Again, the game character, he doesn't always stay for long, although he is definitely one of the more useful starting characters. My body's latest strength word is the Sun. Achievement is the 7.5 block character. Birthday, and what a hope. Only starting character with Robin. Often seen as a better chica, although a good situation. Also present in the Fox and Riders minigame, which is pretty hard to miss. For Chica's latest fin quote is the left party. Echo is the 8th phenomenal character. Her attacks are hook, confidence, prizable, and never are weak characters. However, confidence can be useful, although they are a good situation. However, they are only one of 2 characters who have pop, although the other character is playing better. Pretty good early game character, but not much after. Echo's latest fin quote is so cool. He is the 9th phenomenal character and the first character that can pop up, counting them and beat them after the top. Let's start with the chance to unlock Phoebe in every area of the game, which is what you're seeing on screen now, or is it really easy to do it? Raspberry Hills is easily the best spot to go if you wish to unlock Phoebe. Packs are balloons, hot cheese, and munchies. Abilities make it pretty much on par with the starting characters, balloons with the only good ability, however, they're still not that good. His latest recruit is everyone's favourite. Peg is the best outboard character. Let's start with the chances to encounter. With Phoebe, Raspberry Hills is the best place to find her. More lively than attacks are balloons, combos, and unscrewed. First character is fully unscrewed. Definitely a better character than the starting characters, however, she's still not that great. Peg is also present in the Foxy Riders game. She is also the first character to actually swear, although it was cut in the final game. His latest word is one wasn't enough. One was too much. Freddy is the 11th number character and the first phantom. The chances of finding him get well. Phantom Freddy actually has the highest chance of finding him as Red Hills at a
That's hilarious.
9.62%. Attacks are Sludge, Penny Day, and Gloomsome, making the only character to only have debuff attacks. The main debuffer in Narwhal, though for a fact, is the only Narwhal that will have attacks. The main they don't use as much strength or action plays. Definitely one of the better characters. I quite like to see how they use the long term. However, I do think everybody does have issues with better characters later on. And Freddy's latest new quote is taking a stroll. Shooting this film has 2 legs. Very epic. The chicken is the fourth powerful character and the second phantom. The chances to find her in each world. The chicken now most in trouble place. No attacks are classified, charge, and untrue. Chicken is actually one of my favorite minutes. That is quite useful in the game and wasn't right there. She saw a natural overall. And the chicken's most is not quality or whatnot. My answer to that is most likely to down in trouble. That's them. Toxic Balloon and Rainy Day. Actually being Phantom Freddy, but with Toxic Balloon instead of Sludge, which in my opinion not that much better. As in PvP's latest screen quote is for those reasons. Even Foxy is the 4th least powerful character. Chances to find him as well. Even Foxy is an uncommon character, but you most likely find him in the Dustin people. The last character you can count him as well. Fox's attacks are Jump Scare, Toxic Vibe, and Unscrew. Definitely a pretty balanced element with their character, which does have his strengths, but overall it's not that good. Even Fox's weapons and Mangle is well, Midfield is the best place to find them. Their attacks being Toxic Vibe, Chipbox, and Pizza Will 2. Their attacks are pretty useful. Body is the 16th phenomenal character and also the last of the 16 characters that can be unlocked by default given party mode. Hence, my next is the most complicated one in the bus. Next up, I think Unscrew 2 being one of the best moves as Bonnie is a fantastic character and can even be more useful to play the game. Unscrew 2 having a 2% chance to kill bosses. Great character and one of my personal favourites just to use for Unscrew 2. Bonnie's latest quote is AI. The Chica is the 17th powerful character and you can find her as well. She is the first character that only found in the Dustin Field and onward. Most common spot to find her. However, she's still quite uncommon. Attacks are prime,
Yep. Here it is.
In your lake, you should best bet to find him, although he is again quite uncommon. Attacks are Mud Toss, Whip Song, and Escape with him. First out, Professor. This lady is kind of like this. It's definitely had no chance. However, I still think he's really weak.
I knew it would still be in the game. It's the one place picnic mode can only do so much for ya.
Otherwise, it's useless. Let's focus on being yourself. Larry Matt is the first phenomenal character. The chances of finding it as well. Other character may be found in time. Next up, 2 bucks and escape key. Next, show copy. And loading is $100. After off there to Marionette is the 22nd phenomenal character. Chances to find them as well. And the serious five. Last character. That's a jump scare. I'll choose 2 box. those who cows are the country of the character. The only character can multiple countries. Chance to find at each well. And 2 yards to the their attacks are 5. 2 dogs to and honestly, after somewhat useful, and attacks. Also, quite useful. Up 2 last character, time, scope 1 8 seconds, try to helps. Pedals being one of my personal definitely one of the better characters. Marty, try to being an active. Pedals. And my body is next to mine as well. I don't mind is your best bet. Attacks up by 2, K2. 2 is also a solid mid-air character. My first and I think people like play. First quote is get me. And my Chica is 27th half of the country. What you find attacks up by 2, I didn't think like that. But I don't recommend from the final bosses. Those are the last cards but not the money in the game. The voting script word is chicken sandwich. And that Foxy is 28 for Uncle, and it is finding. Last card is even finding, and you card, metal mine, being that's not mine, too. On choose 2. Actually, okay, what am I talking about? My screen is order 6 I solved and the only one is when I become one I'm getting running down the corner. Also, our song, cover song, and an army, very strong. Our armor song, armor script 8. My personal recommender. Starting script quote being is the 2 is an powerful character. That's why you find it. Also, this is a good thing. As the street song, the army, neon ball. The characters. What's it? Fine. Some slight advantages and you feel, which is a great. Happy orange chip is on the use. On the street song. Honestly, second number, then it's why you find it. I said, no, I mean, was it this one I'm trying to get up this one, the way to I'm not easy, I think as a this character is what it is. This character, it wouldn't get probably. This track is this way you find it. Most common, true, okay, two belongs. That's it. What it is. Go up. RWQ slash. RWQ C shadow body as a normal person. Is it? What is your idea? Say my name. My job is to study the non is where you find it. Next, our song, character, Mike. Next up, Package Up 2, Tom, Foxy. Estimate, Foxy. Fantastic character, but must have team. But its report is what the past. That is the number character and one. Well, its last character is true well. Next are Megabyte, also and Thompson 5. Anyway, now the end. But its report is laying down the business. My man is the 8th number character.
Yeah, I am not mapping this.
1.8% chance of finding. That's a Toxic by 2, Ready Day 2, 1. Making him a very awesome like that character. The one, first characters in the game, 1. To be good, 4. That's really quite easy. Why you let it come? That is the 9th number, but located in the 1,777% chance of finding. Second first character, and that's unidentified, just off. First out, idea. But it's start. Money is the final and up. First out. Some. One palm with one touch box. Two boxes. Let's discuss secret characters. Now that we have covered the main characters and the main game, let's discuss the characters you win. And we do. I think the first is actually accessing the Halloween area. Display is by talking to the escalator, being one of the main endings and their work called the video. Or say well. Respond with your focus on parts. To the tree, collect them to it, and then down to reach the area. Spawns the player in the area as well as places the player near the bottom of the before mini-games like start with Foxy.exe. Foxy.exe is the most simple of all the things. Main is body, because the multiple stage Foxy the player is on press. See and you are on very on. I'll explain how they work later. This mini-game has 3 stages. Start stage 1, click on the Foxy.exe image on screen that will start the game. This will begin the actual game. All stages use body back to the outline of the screen to later. One is the most simple, as you just need to right side of the screen with open control, so Foxy forward 5. Next change is the first stage where you can get damage. Every time you get touched or damaged, Foxy will jump scare. Happens 5 times in the game. Stage 2, Foxy will set the following. Section you can ready. Here is the path that you can turn it's what it happens to this one. In the key for about a second and letting go will give you the ready and a spawn. So you have Foxy saying this. Start player. Certain places where the player can find a total of 4 continue to avoid. Page 3, and now on to Nightmarion. Nightmarion has the attacks Surprise Ball 2, Bubble Breath, and 4, making him a very good character, especially considering how easy it is to get. Nightmarion's loading screen text
Hello? What you got for me? Thanks, I got some new goods. Good. Is that all you came for? Thanks for the business.
Welcome back. May I have a moment?
1 damage per shot. Another 3 cards being Shotgun, M16, Laser, Laser being the best gun by far.
Won't you
30
consider
damage per
this?
shot. The other guns only do 1 damage. Now on to the enemies.
Thank you.
Starting at the neck graph, having 2 health and 31 damage. Fat has 9 health and 61 damage.
So does it really not matter who I'm
What? I
using?
don't meet your standards.
Finally, Soul Dozer, the final boss.
My apologies for the wait.
Has 2001 health and also deals 1 damage.
I am at your service. I'm rather... Yes, at once. Is there anything else? Item storage then? Very well. I'll look after these.
Which is total kills plus total health remaining. With 25 health by the end, only get hit 5 times. As an achievement lists the attacks Haunting, Echo Bomb, and Buzzsaw, giving her a really powerful character, but letting Sweet Quote is going every time. MFBB has
Very well.
Megabyte,
I'll look
Bubble
after
Breath,
these.
Full and Soon, and the only character next to and a pretty great character as well. Letting Sweet Quote is some things up. Next minigame is R57, Ready in Space. This game is the most complicated out of all the Halloween minigames, so bear with me on this one. So first, there's 100 health that deals 1 damage and each completing by adding 1 to that total damage. 9 total locations, and I'm going to show on screen now. Now, let's move on to the enemies. Starting with Find Out Mouse, with 6 health that deals 5 damage. Large Robot has 8 health.
Very well. I'll look after these.
And with contact. Laser will deal 120 health. The Security Camera has 3 health and deals 3 damage. Going in, 5 damage from contact.
Ah, yes.
And like Anthony, yes, that's
Have a safe trip.
4 health and deals 3 damage. Going in, 5 damage. On the the most annoying enemy.
Welcome to the Rooster Inn. Very well. Then allow me to show you to your room.
Has 7 health and deals 10 damage.
Well, be careful out there.
Deals 3 health and 12 damage.
Hey there.
5 damage.
Sorry, kiddos, but I'm fresh out.
Come again, kiddos.
It's pretty hard to get and hard to contact you. Finally, plus hit. No, I'm not kidding. One has 1001 health and deals 3 damage. Anyway, it's a cheating thing. Single computer. Some of the upgrades you check the play and made it the game a single computer.
Welcome to the Rooster Inn. Your mission's going well, I hope? Sign in over here, please.